All right, welcome. I think we're back on air here, and so we have a little technical difficulty, but we are going to start out with some amazing stories from our distributors. So first off, we have Tiffany Herr, who is a Double Diamond, and she's actually going to share with us a little bit about her journey with It Works Global. So, Tiffany, take it away.
All right. Okay, so I got started because I was working 2 jobs, 7 days a week, Monday through Sunday. Fridays, I would get up around 6 o'clock in the morning, and I wouldn't get home till midnight because that's the only chance I had was to work the late shift. So I'd get home at midnight. And then I also have a 10-month-old son. I have a house, 2 dogs. And I was just working that second job to make ends meet. I was making good money with my full-time job that I work, but I just didn't have any extra cash after paying the bills. So my server money was, just for extra things or, more formula, more diapers, more wipes. Basically, we had no money for anything extra. And I somehow, and to this day, I don't know how, but I was Skylar Lambert. She's a triple diamond in the company. I'm her guy because I don't have any mutual friends with her. She doesn't have mutual friends with following her. I've seen her, and I was like, I want to try the wraps. How much are they? I was asking her a bunch of questions, and she was telling me everything, and I told her, well, I don't have the money right now, but I will have the money next week when I get my tax check. And she was like, that's fine. Okay, call me when you get your tax check. So a week goes by, and during that week, I started reading about the products. I started watching YouTube videos of the distributors, and I started getting more interested in being a distributor. And I thought, this could be something that I could really be good at, I think. And I have a big group of people that I think would want to try these products. So Wednesday came a week later, and I called her, and I was like, Skylar, I really want to be a distributor, and I'm ready to sign up right now. And she was like, okay, let's get you signed up. So she got me signed up, and within 4 hours, I had signed like 30 loyal customers. And then within a week, I had signed, I think, 2 distributors. Within my first 30 days, I went diamond. Within my first 60 days, I went double diamond. And now, by the end of May, within 90 days, my goal is triple diamond. I'm pretty close to it, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to get that. I've got the $10,000 bonus, the $15,000 bonus, good bonus, and then this time I'm going for the $25,000 good bonus. So I'm hoping for $50,000 in bonus money and triple diamond. I'm really excited. This company has changed my life, but it hasn't just changed my life with the endless cash and whatnot. It's changed my life. What's really important to me was the time. I had no time with my family. Family is very important to me, and this gave me my freedom of time, and that's what I really wanted. And I just got to see my son take his first steps last weekend, I think, or it might have been a little bit before then. And it was a Saturday night, and I was sitting there, and I just started crying, and I could cry right now talking about it because I was sitting there thinking, right now I would be serving people instead of seeing my son take his first steps because I needed to make money for our family. But here I am, because of It Works Global, watching my son take his first step. And the company has just gave me my freedom of time now, which is very important to me. And the friendships and fun is just an added bonus. So this company has been a blessing, and I'm sure everyone on this call feels the same way.
I guess absolutely. That is amazing. I think we are having a little bit of a technical difficulty with other people getting on. So hold on 2 seconds. Let me see. I'm getting some messages here of folks saying that they are not in this hangout with us. And so let me see here how I can get them on this Hangout. Here we go. Just a second. I see you live. All right, and I think I know why. Here we go. Content. I know why. When I put the new link in, Tiffany, you are going to kill me. But when I put the new link in, I didn't save it. So
I gotta tell my story again.
We are going to okay, I think that we are officially here. And so, I believe, are we streaming? Can anybody get to the event page and let me know if you can see us? I'm going to post a comment maybe and see. It's not working is the message. Try again. I love technology. I really do. We should be here now. And I'm not seeing us. Live. Here we go. Maybe. I'm going to post a comment. We are here. Let me turn myself down now. Okay. We are here. We are live. We are a go. So, what I would like to do now is I'm actually going to introduce Misty and Rob. They are triple diamonds, and then Tiffany, I'm going to give you a break, and we're going to come back to you. So we're going to go with Misty and Rob. So Misty and Rob, do you want to share a little bit about who you are, where you're from, and how long you've been with this company, and how it's changed you so far?
Absolutely. Thank you, Krystal. I was such a way to see it live. Can you hear me? Okay, hopefully. Anyway, so I found It Works on Facebook. Kind of like Tiffany, I have no idea how I found it. It just appeared in my newsfeed one day, and I saw a bunch of bellies, and I was pretty desperate. I have fibromyalgia, so at the time I was really going through a lot of pain, and I couldn't work out. I could barely walk up the stairs some days, let alone think about working out. So I watched it. I was very skeptical, but I decided that I would try it. After a month, I got it, and I thought, this is not going to work. But it did. At that time, we were told to measure. We didn't take pictures. I wish I had pictures from before I wrapped the first time. And I had results. And the next day, I decided to try on capris that I couldn't button the day before. Because if I really had these results, I should be able to button these capris. And I could button them. I was ecstatic. I shared it on Facebook saying, oh my gosh, I'm wearing capris today that I couldn't button 2 days ago. And my friends went crazy. What did you do? How much is it? Order me one, order me two. The thing is, they knew I was pretty broke. We were struggling financially, so they knew it had to be reasonable in price. And so I went from there. The kit was $199 at the time. We're actually approaching our 3-year mark. I said yesterday is the 3-year mark for the first time I tried a wrap, and May 19th is our 3-year mark with when I joined the company. So I joined because I thought, okay, I can't afford to keep buying more products, and if I can get that free product, okay, that'd be awesome. I'm going to get free products, and I'm going to use it, and I thought maybe I'll make a couple dollars. I was a little nervous. We were on food stamps, struggling at the time, and I thought, what if I just make a little too much money and they cut off the food stamps? You know, how are we going to be able to feed our family? And I was very nervous, but I decided, okay, I'm just going to try it. I'd never seen anybody be successful in network marketing, so I was very scared. I was still skeptical of this whole thing. I mean, I loved the wrap. I wanted more, but I just never thought I could sell anything, so to speak. But I was so excited about the products that, I mean, people wanted more. We had people coming to our door. We lived right in town, so I had people stopping on their way to work, picking up wraps, and it was crazy. So I was loving Wrap Cash and, you know, just growing. And it was just amazing. I would share with him. He wasn't really interested. He would help with the kids so I could do wrap parties. And when I went Double Diamond, it took me 11 months to go Double Diamond. But at that time, people weren't promoting as quickly as they are now. I remember I had went executive in my first month, and the next month I went Ruby, and 3 days later I went Emerald. And I went to a boot camp, and Pam Souter was just like, wow, you know, she was amazed at that time about how quickly I had done that. And we didn't have a good bonus, but I had gone Diamond then and went Double. We went Double, and I decided to take him to Florida because I just wanted him to see, I wanted him to experience it, and I'll let him tell a little bit about his story when we went to Florida.
Yeah, I mean, a bunch of women in the kitchen jumping up and down, you know, showing their bellies to each other. I mean, that's just not going to do it for a man. I'm sorry, that's just not going to cut it. You know, and it's ironic because I wanted nothing to do with this, but now I run a monthly man call for everybody in the company to get their significant others on, and even for the women to get on. And what you guys have to understand, you have to understand the man better. You have to understand what's going to, you know, pull him in, not push him in. And you know, she used to try to push me into these calls. Like, you know, she was on every corporate call it works had, and it just annoyed the heck out of me. And you know, I mean, I felt like it was taking time away from us at the time, you know. But then you know, I had to hear it on my own. I walked past her, and she was on the computer and listening to Rusty's Tuesday night call, who was a good friend of ours now. And he said, you know, I could stop doing it works right now and have enough money for my family to live the rest of our lives. We could just ride off into the sunset. And you know, I was making a bowl of cereal. I almost dropped that bowl of cereal. I said, what did he just say? He's got to be lying. He's getting paid to say that, you know. And you know, so that made me want to listen again the next following Tuesday, and he stayed consistent, and his passion stayed the same. So that, you know, kind of interests me. We flew to Florida, green carpet, and at this time, green carpet was a lot smaller. The company was a lot smaller. You know, I remember some of those top people, you know, had just went presidential, and only a few ambassadors. I think I can't even remember. It was only a few. That
was when we had 2 ambassadors at the time. And actually, that the same month I went Double, 5 people went ambassador.
Yeah. So the company was smaller, and needless to say, you know, when we got there, I said, well, I'll go with you. It's Florida. Why? I can't say no to Florida, but I don't want to go hang around those It Works people. I'll be under the palm trees. You go hang around with those It Works people. And you know, so then I went in there. At this time, green carpet was on Mark's golf course, you know, and you know, we went in there, and there might have been, I'll exaggerate and say there were 25 guys in there, and I was like, look at this, see what I mean? Like 25 guys and like a little more than 100 women, and I'm like, nah. So, you know, I was standing out by the little lake that's on the golf course, and it was getting dark, and I seen an alligator out there. I didn't know Mark had alligators on the golf course, so then I headed back under the tent with the rest of the women and the very few guys. And just watching, observing. The next day we took a tour of the office, and I had an opportunity that a unique opportunity that a lot of people probably won't have. I got locked in the office with Mark, and that's not how I planned the next day to be. His assistant escorted us to his office, and I said, I don't want to go in there. I was talking to her, but his assistant overheard. I said, I don't want to go in there. He don't know us. He can't relate to none of our struggles, but I didn't know him and the struggles he had been through at the time. So his assistant said, oh, no, he wants you guys to come in. You can't tell him no. And I was like, all right. So I shook his hand, and I wanted to run out of there, but before I could, she took a moment and said, Mark, he loves the greens. He'll take those in a heartbeat, but he will not support me in this business. He will not get involved as far as the getting involved and getting hands-on. And he was shaking my hand. He started squeezing my hand, and I'm looking at him. I'm not saying anything, but I'm like, let my hand go. That's what my eyes are saying, and I tried to take my hand back, and he pulled it closer and squeezed it even harder and said, you're not leaving this office till you get involved. You're not leaving Florida till you join. We can't let you leave Florida. And I thought that was pretty bold, but then he took it another step further and said, remember that golf course you were on yesterday? I paid a few million cash for that because I like it. Well, then he was talking to man language, and from then on we've been running ever since. That's all I can say.
Right, absolutely. And I say mission accomplished. So this business has totally changed our life, and I love, besides our life, our team, just hearing some of our team members talk about, being able to pay bills that they used to struggle. So it's not just us. And knowing that we are able to help people change their life, either physically or financially, it's just the most rewarding thing. And we get to pick and choose when we want to sleep in, when we want to wake up by an alarm clock. Now we have kids, so he usually wakes up in the morning and gets them off to school. But ladies, I know you guys wish your man would be home too so he could get them off to school, right? But it's just, amazing to have that. And for anybody on here, the opportunity that It Works Global offers, between the good bonuses, just between the residual income alone, the fast wrap cash, the weekly bonuses, I mean, it's amazing, and it's so life-changing. We are able to travel, which is something I always wanted to do, but I couldn't afford to. We are able to provide for our children, and we're not struggling to pay the bills. We don't need to borrow money, or we don't need to get grandma to help pay for back-to-school shoes anymore. Everybody can get a couple pairs of back-to-school shoes. It's just amazing how it changes your life. And in less than 2 years, we were making a 6-figure income, a 5-figure monthly income. And that's so amazing, because I dropped out of college. I had 2 babies at 19, and I was a single mom. I had twins, and I was not able to finish college. So to be able to make a 6-figure income with no college education is, people say you're only going to be successful if you go to college, or you do this or do that, and then you go into debt. And we didn't. So it's just amazing how It Works Global can change your life.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for sharing your story. I mean, that is remarkable what you guys were able to do in such a short period of time. So thank you so much for joining us. We are going to now move it over to Adrienne. I'm not going to try to say your last name because it's new. It used to be Adrienne McGrady up until like 2 weeks ago, and now it's Adrienne Sifontes. Did I almost?
Sifontes.
Sifontes. I'll get it eventually. I'll practice. Okay, so Adrienne, share your story with us. Who you are, where you're from, when you started, and how It Works has changed your life.
I love it. I'm just loving all of these stories. So I actually found It Works Global online via a Groupon. I was getting ready to go on vacation, and I had just recently had an abdominal procedure done. And my stomach was distressed. It wasn't where it was prior to this procedure, and I was honestly just looking for a quick fix. So I saw that a med spa was giving away a Groupon for $30 for a body wrap. It said Tone, Tighten, and Firm, and I purchased it. I went in, I tried the product, and it worked. It did exactly what it said it was going to do. It toned, tightened, and firm. I had great results. The therapist also said that the results would be progressive over the next 72 hours. So I went off on my little vacation, and sure enough, I was continuing to lose weight, like even while on vacation, partying, drinking, eating well. So when I got back to D.C., where I lived at the time, I started telling all my friends, look, I tried this product. I'm going to order some more. And when I went online to see how I could go about ordering some more product, I saw that there was an opportunity to sell the product. And so that's when the light bulb started going off. Honestly, prior to It Works, I was a project manager for a hospitality company. I worked 10 to 14 hours a day. I had a very demanding career, and I thought that was the career that I was going to, retire from. That's where I thought I was going to be. But I wanted to start It Works because, honestly, those student loans that Rob and Misty were just talking about, I had them. I have a graduate degree. I had an undergraduate degree. I was in a six-figure job and still living check to check. At the time, I was single, didn't even have any children, just trying to keep up with the lifestyle and the cost of living in Washington, D.C. So I saw that we had some amazing products that worked. I used it. And I honestly just wanted to make an extra $500 a month. That was going to help me really keep up with everything else that I had created, the amount of debt that I had created, the lifestyle that I had created myself, which was a cycle of debt. That's exactly what it was. And so I started the business. I called a woman who I found. I Googled her online. At the time, I didn't know that she was one of the top earners in the company. After we got off the phone, I learned she was number 4 at the time. And now she's the number 1 earner in the company. Her name is Major Jones. But I was talking to her, and I had no idea. She's talking to me about what was possible in this business. And I got off the phone. I said, okay, it's $99. I'm going to enroll. But I promise you, I called one of my girlfriends, and I said, this lady is crazy. There's no way they are making that type of money selling wraps. But sure enough, I quickly learned that this business was so much more than wraps. And all of the stories that you all have heard tonight are true. And that's one of the most amazing things about this business. It's one of the most amazing things that I personally love about the business. The money is great. When I first started the business, I had a hard time getting over myself. So my first 3 months, I was really kind of stuck. I got to Ruby. I started the business in the beginning of August. Probably by November, I slowed down momentum. I was stuck at a Ruby level, which is one of the first. It's a tremendous level to get to, but I just kind of got stuck, and I was actually going to quit the business. And in January, I saw so many people in the business that I had actually brought into the business when I first started progressing, and their lives were changing right in front of me. And I said, Adrienne, what are you doing? You introduced this business to so many people that are changing their lives. You do the same thing too. So that January, I started working. I started working my business. I got over myself. I hit diamond 1 month later. I hit double diamond a month after that, and I skipped triple and hit presidential 2 months after that. So from January to May, jumped up 4 levels and grabbed $85,000 in get out of debt bonuses in a 5-month period. And hallelujah, right, the praise dance, Krystal. So the business has, honestly, it's changed my life. It's changed my my mindset. It's allowed me to have my time back. I worked for a hotel company, and I got discounts at some of the most amazing hotels in the world, and was never able to even really enjoy those hotels because I was always at work. It was a cycle. I had debt, credit cards, mortgage, car notes, and I was always working. I didn't enjoy my life. I was miserable in my job, and that's honestly how I was going to to live the rest of my life until I found It Works. So it's been such a blessing. It's allowed my husband and I to completely move. We recently left Washington, D.C., and were able to build our dream home in South Florida. So we're here now, just living life and meeting people, touching people, helping other people achieve the same kind of freedom that we've achieved. And it's just been a beautiful thing. So that $99 has honestly, it was the best decision, the best investment I could have ever made, and it has completely changed our lives.
That is amazing. I love your story. And, you know, I'm sorry, but I'm going to brag on you just a little bit more, because you mentioned that in January you were a Ruby. And, you know, in 2013, you end up being one of the top 20 income earners in the entire company.
Yeah. It's pretty amazing. You're going to have me in tears right now.
Your story. I love your...
I'm sorry. I think I have a delay. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Can you hear me?
I appreciate so much. I appreciate you sharing your story and your wisdom. I mean, you went so quickly, too. And so, you know, really quickly, I want you to kind of share, like, I know you talk about intention and working your business with intention. I've heard you say that before. So when you decided to get to work, you know, you said you slowed down and then you decided to get to work. What did you do?
The first thing I did, Krystal, was I had to get over myself. I had this fear that people were going to judge me because I was in a network marketing business. I knew that our products worked, but I didn't really embrace how completely amazing all of our products were, and I wasn't standing behind them with the type of pride that I should have been prior to then, because I knew they worked. I didn't need anybody to tell me that they worked. Nobody was paying my bills. These products worked, and network marketing direct sales has helped so many people get their time back, achieve freedom, and become millionaires, billionaires. So I knew that I needed to believe in myself, and I needed to block out a lot of distractions. So that's what I did. I started intentionally posting on Facebook, where I wasn't doing that before. My business was essentially closed. If your feet don't eat, I wasn't talking about my business, so I wasn't attracting people. So I intentionally posted on a daily basis. I worked with the team that I had built prior to the point where I felt like I was going to give up, and then I just went on a mad recruiting frenzy and started working one-on-one, doing team calls, did opportunity calls similar to this, but you have a little bit more technology going on than I did. We did calls every week, and even if there were 5 people on that call, we talked to those 5 people like there were 500 people on the call. 2 people. It just takes one person to change the entire face of your business. So, you know, between wrap appointments, opportunity calls, and training, and just really believing in myself and believing in my team, just looking at the business completely different, looking at it like a business, so it would pay me like a business. It changed everything. It changed everything.
Awesome. Yeah, I really appreciate you sharing that, because I think that's what people are curious. Like, okay, so she said she was a Ruby, and then she went gung-ho. What did she do? So thank you so much, Adrienne, for sharing. I will we had one more person, but I think we kind of lost her in the mix, and so she is actually on the beginning of this. This is recorded, and so you can actually watch the playback, and you'll see her story as well. So I'm going to actually just share a little bit about my story. You know, I started in January of 2012, and When I started, the Good Bonus had just came out. The Good Bonus stands for Get Out of Debt. It was a $10,000 bonus that they threw out there, and I started right at the end, right after people came back from conference. And I came into the business very excited. I saw a post on Facebook about the wrap, and I thought, well, if this could do that in, that amount of time for only $25, who wouldn't want this? And so I kind of jumped in with both feet and ran like the Dickens. I actually ended up getting to Diamond in my first 2 months of business. So I was able to earn that $10,000 bonus, which is a phenomenal bonus that the company is currently offering for distributors through the end of this month if you get signed up. So the Good Bonus was a huge motivator for me. I came in, my husband joined me just a couple weeks later. He was really excited about the business because he had started taking the products and they had made a huge difference in our life. My husband, rewind 6 months prior to starting, he was taking a shower. We were on vacation in Las Vegas. He was taking a shower and the shower head flew off and hit him in the head. And we're not talking about a regular size shower head. We're talking about a toaster size shower head, nice big metal shower head. Actually knocked him unconscious for a few seconds. And that caused all kinds of things to happen to him medically. I mean, he had a concussion, he had vertigo, he, fell over and hit his hip, and so he had back pain, he had neck pain. It was really horrible. And so, when people are in pain, something does something to them mentally. And so with pain comes frustration, with frustration comes anger. And typically when someone's angry, they take it out on the people that are around them, which would have been me and my daughter. And so he was just not a very nice person to be around, not a fun person to be around whatsoever, very negative, depressed, kind of a couch potato. He ended up getting laid off from his job because he couldn't really perform the duties of that job anymore because he couldn't remember anything. He had a horrible memory. And so our life was in shambles, to say. I was the only one working. I was a college professor at the time, and there's a lot of stress and a lot on my shoulders as the only one in the household providing for the household. We weren't struggling by any means. I mean, we were okay, but it made things a little bit more difficult without him actually working. And so when I started this business, I earned my free product credit, and I was able to get some free products. And so some things that I ordered were New You, which is a human growth hormone, and it helps you sleep amazingly. I ordered Confianza, which is an anti-stress formula, and Relief, which helps with joint pain. And so those are the 3 products that he started on right away. And I would say about a week into taking New You, we noticed a dramatic difference in him. He woke up excited, like energy, like ready to go, and that was not the case prior to. Mornings were a nightmare for us, and I think because he was in so much pain, he was really having a hard time sleeping. And so with him not sleeping, he'd finally probably fall asleep at 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, and then he'd have to turn around and get up to take me to work, my daughter to school, because we were a 1-car household at the time. And so he didn't want to get up, and he made it known he didn't want to get up. And that's where a lot of our challenges came from, were mornings. They were hard. And so with him taking New You, it just completely changed our world. I mean, I can't even explain to you the differences. We were absolutely heading in opposite directions prior to us finding this company, and so with him starting to take New and then Confianza as well. I mean, that's the anti-stress formula that really helps calm him down and just relax him a little bit. So he was on all kinds of medications and antidepressants and stuff like that. And the doctors, you know, kind of said that he was going to be like this forever. Which is horrible. I would not have been able to deal with that, honestly. But I don't have to anymore because with the products that he's been able to take, it's made a world of difference. He is a completely different person. He absolutely is 100% on board with this company with me, and you know, shares his story out there with others and helps people be successful as well. So. That is really, when I realized that, I was like, oh, we are in this for life. Because, you know, there we go. It's something that I can never, I mean, it's priceless. For something like this to be able to keep us together, I am forever for what it's done for us. I said in about 2 months, but then life happens, right? And kind of like Adrienne said, she slowed down. I kind of slowed down too. We actually went through a wrap shortage with wraps, and so nobody knew what to do. And so we kind of took a little bit of a break, but I kept moving at a slower pace. And I went to my first conference in the following January. And boy, that was an amazing, I got to hear from a lot of successful leaders in the company. And then they rolled out another good bonus. This time, I was a diamond at the time. And this time, it wasn't a double diamond bonus, so it didn't matter if it was a triple diamond bonus. And so we came out of conference, and 2 weeks later, I went double diamond. I had 3 girls with me. 1 was an emerald and 2 were rubies, and all 3 of them went diamond at the end of January coming out of conference. And then I went triple 2 months later and got a $25,000 good bonus. So this company is totally life-changing. And retired from working full-time. And now I feel like my biggest gratitude to the company is giving me back freedom of time. You know, really quickly I will share, just recently I found out my mom had lung cancer, and that completely rocked my world. And that was in January of this year, 2014. And I knew that I would be able to be there for my mom throughout this process. And it's because of this company. You know, I was able to go to every doctor's appointment, every single procedure. She had surgery about a month ago, well, 2 months ago now, and I was able to, you know, be there for the surgery, stay with her throughout her hospital stay, 5 days in the hospital, and just be there for my mom. And I am so happy to say that she is now cancer-free. And so just to know that I would be okay, my family would be okay, we would not have any issues with me not having to go to a 9 to 5 every single day. I didn't have to worry about that. If she needed me, she was like 45 minutes away from me, but if she needed me, I was in my car on my way to her house or to the doctor or whatever. So freedom of time is huge, and our company is all about freedom, fun, and friendships. And so really quickly, I did get a message that some people were asking about the party pad, so I'm going to just briefly go over the 3 steps to success for you to get started in this business. You've heard some amazing stories tonight from our special guest here, and so I'm going to share with you a little bit about how you can get started. The company gives us 3 very simple steps in order to run your business, and so I'm going to share with you those 3 steps really quickly. And so I'm going to share my screen here, and the first step is actually to join the party. It's only $99 to get started, and we have one requirement is that you set up your ADBV auto shipment. Now, in any business that you have, you typically, if you had a hair salon or a restaurant or any type of traditional business, you would have an overhead, and it would probably cost you thousands of dollars. Well, I look at this ADBV as our overhead. It would cost us ADBV in order to run our business. Okay, and then there are some optional booster packs that you can get started with, which will give you additional products. There's a mini booster that's $149. It gives you 2 boxes of wraps and a box of facials, greens, defining gel, and fat fighters for $149. That's an amazing deal, and so that is actually only available at the time you enroll. Then we have a larger booster. It's called the Party Booster, which comes with 4 boxes of wraps. So that's 16 wraps, a box of facials, our greens on the go, defining gel, fat fighters, and lifting lip and eye cream. So that is actually $349. But when you sell all those wraps in that pack, you will actually make $500 in party cash. Step 2 is where you can wrap for free. What this means is, from my understanding, Misty talked a little bit about what a loyal customer is. That's somebody that orders 1 item a month for 3 months in a row. Anything they want, they have their own account, but they get a discount on the product by doing that. And so when you come in as a brand new distributor and you get 4 loyal customers in your first 30 days of business, you're going to earn 2 boxes of wraps for free. You can turn that into actually $200 in profit when you sell those 2 boxes of wraps. Okay, then we have step 3, which is a $500 guarantee. What this states is if you come in and you do step 1 and 2 yourself, and then you have 3 friends join you, and they each do step 1 and 2. So they each join the party, and they each wrap free. The company guarantees that you should make at least a $500 minimum income in your first 2 months of business. If you don't, and you follow those steps, they will pay you the difference, which is phenomenal. Okay? Now, we just heard from some stories here. You might be curious about what fee at different levels in the company. This chart actually shows you the annual average income for different distributors at different ranks in the company. So very quickly, as a distributor, $750 annually. That's usually somebody that just really wants to use the products, has a few customers, but they're able to, kind of pay for their product with their commissions that they're making. We have executive. Executive is $3,000 annually, and that is actually about $250, $300 a month. So now we're talking about maybe groceries for the month or a car payment or something like that. Then we have $5,000. Oh, if someone can mute, I think somebody is actually still on the call. So if you can mute your self, please. So Ruby is next at $5,000, about $5,600 a year, and that is about a little over $400 a month. Now, there is a statistic that most American families are anywhere from $300 to $500 away from bankruptcy. I think almost all of our stories, most people just wanted about $500 a month. So at Ruby, that would get you about that average income, okay? Then we have Emerald, $10,000 annually. That's almost $1,000 a month. That's a pretty good extra income. Now we're maybe talking about helping with rent or, car payment and gas and a bill. So, lots of options there. And then we have our diamond level. The average is about $23,000 annually. That's almost $2,000 a month. And so that's where that good bonus comes in. So like I said, the promotion is if you get started by May 31st, the company gives you 3 full calendar months to get to the diamond level. And if you do that in your first 3 months, you can actually earn that $10,000 good bonus, that get out of debt bonus. And I will tell you, there are thousands of distributors that have actually earned that bonus. So it is very attainable. Then we have Double Diamond Tiffany, the Tiffany Herr, the first distributor that we talked to. She was actually a Double Diamond with an average annual income of $54,000 annually. And she's brand new. She just started a few months ago. She's less than 90 days in. And so that's a great annual income. Then we have Triple Diamond. The average is $104,000 annually. Myself and Misty and Rob are all Triple Diamonds, which now we're talking 6 figures annually, which is just incredible and insane. Then we have Presidential Diamond. The average Presidential Diamond, $193,000 annually. And I will tell you that Adrienne, Sifontes is no average person. Let's just say that. Then we have Ambassador Diamond, which is $585,000 annually. I don't even know if some people can wrap their brain around that kind of income, okay? So that just gives you an idea of what you're looking at for different levels in the company. So you have a choice. We've given you a lot of information tonight. I apologize for the technical difficulties we had, but hopefully you got all the information you needed. You have a choice. You can either become a loyal customer and get a discount on some products with the wholesale pricing, and earn free shipping, possibly earn free products, or you become a distributor and earn cash and commissions and bonuses, help you get out of debt, and join us in some friendships, fun, and freedom. Okay, so what I want to do is I do want to suggest that you get back with the person that invited you tonight and talk to them a little bit more about this opportunity and kind of what your choices are and what might be a good fit for you. So I want to thank all my guests for joining me tonight. Thank you so much for sharing your stories and your patience in this amazing technology. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. Have a good night.